Jill Goode of the Constitution Party.
President Obama claims to be for jobs in America, yet under his administration, continuing the tradition in the Bush administration, they bring in approximately 1.2 million people every year and give them green cards. Of that 1.2 million, about 3/4 are working-age persons stealing jobs from U.S. citizens. The jobs in America should go first to U.S. citizens. With unemployment, to use Obama's numbers, at 7.8%, we need to have a near complete moratorium on green card issuances. Mr. Obama's title should be "Bring them in from other countries." Then you go to Mr. Romney on the issue. When he was with Bain Capital, they sent all kinds of jobs to China and other foreign countries because of lower wages, no employment commission restrictions, no Department of Labor restrictions. If I were president, our trade measures would be totally renegotiated in favor of manufacturing and more jobs in this country, instead of seeing how many we could send overseas that benefit many of those behind the super PACs that are pouring so much money into the Obama and Romney ads. Virgil Goode will stand up for jobs in the United States for U.S. citizens first.
Rocky Anderson.
For 35 years, we had a thriving middle class in this country. People were doing well. That doesn't mean there weren't people on the margins, but there were good jobs. Wages were being raised. We had a strong union movement, which contributed a great deal to that thriving middle class. And now we're seeing a return to the Gilded Age with a disparity in income and wealth unparalleled since the 1920s. We can do so much better providing good jobs, but having a strong labor movement in this country is crucial to that. President Obama promised that he would support the Employee Free Choice Act, and he did almost nothing to see that that was done. Yet another promise betrayed by President Obama for the middle class while he was serving the interests of Wall Street. So we can bring those jobs back, we can renegotiate those trade agreements, put in place a WPA-like project, and raise wages, including the minimum wage, which will have that rippling effect and helping out everybody along the way.
Dr. Jill Stein of the Green Party.
If the question is how to stop the outsourcing of our jobs, it's very clear we need to stop expanding the free trade agreements that send our jobs overseas and which also undermine wages here at home by effectively threatening workers that if they don't drop their wages and their benefits, that their jobs are gone. So we saw the first free trade agreement, NAFTA, enacted under Bill Clinton, a Democrat. We saw it carried out under George Bush, but then we saw Barack Obama expand 3 free trade agreements and is now negotiating a secret free trade agreement, the Trans-Pacific Partnership, that will continue to offshore jobs, undermine wages, and as well, this time compromise American sovereignty with an international corporate board that can rule on our laws and regulations and say whether or not they pass muster. This is an absolute outrage against American sovereignty, democracy, and our economy. We need to turn the free trade agreements into fair trade agreements, and again, the Green New Deal will create the community-based jobs we need here, supporting small businesses, worker cooperatives, and public services and public works to put people back to work right now for the cost, less than the cost of the first stimulus package.